All right, this is Mr. McMurray, and we are here. We're looking at this is the there we go. Dialysis tubing. Okay, and it's just kind of clear cellophane, hard stuff. But if you were to cut it and soak it in water, it would get soft and squishy, and you could eventually open it and you could make a tube out of it. And like it showed in the video yesterday, you tie one end off, and then you would tie another end off after you fill it up. Okay, and that's, let me see here, whoa, there we go. All right, and that would be our final cell there, okay? Now, inside the cell, we put dextrose, which is basically like glucose. We put starch, which is kind of cloudy. However, it's not as cloudy as it should be because starch doesn't dissolve really well. Settles out, most of it settles out to the bottom, which makes it that's right, a suspension. Very good. And we also put some salt water in it because you have some salts in your body and stuff. So we have sodium chloride or salt. Okay, and we put all of those into the little baby cell, and then we set it in some distilled water. Okay, now the distilled water down here is pure water, so it should just be clear water. Okay, now we're going to test it for different things and see if any of this stuff went through the cell membrane. So it's supposed to be distilled water on the outside. If we tested it for dextrose, which is sugar, okay, we would pour some of it into a test tube like this, and then we would put some drops of blue stuff. That's the blue stuff right there. Okay, I'm just going to pour a little bit of it instead of put drops in it because I'm kind of doing this willy-nilly here to try to do it fast. Okay, and it would turn it slightly bluish. That would be a negative reaction if nothing happened. But we are going to put it in some hot water or boiling water over here. We'll just walk this over. And we're going to put it in the boiling water here, which is the boiling water bath. Okay, and see if anything happens. Okay, if it stays that light blue color, then nothing's happening. But we'll see, and we'll come check back on that in a minute. Hope you don't get seasick there as we go back and forth. All right, so here we go. So what we would do that. Now, for salt, which is sodium or sodium chloride in this case, all right, I'm going to take some of the actual salt solution here. All right, and as you can see, it's just a nice clear solution there, nothing in it. We're going to put a little bit of silver nitrate. It actually has silver in it, but it's a liquid. We have to keep it in a dark brown bottle because if you don't leave it in that, sunlight will make it drip out, and if it drips out, it will make all the silver go to the bottom, which would be nice, but it also, as you can see, it starts forming and makes a white cloudy stuff, like clumps that are settling down to the bottom there. Okay, so let me see there. Oops, a very good one here. Can't do it. Okay, right there. Okay, and you can see how it's got all cloudy and the little stuff settling down at the bottom. That's a white precipitate. That would be a positive test. If we got that when we use this stuff on the outside of the cell, then we would say, ooh, that's definitely a positive test for that. Okay, now, so we're still waiting on the Benedict's to see if it will heat up enough. Now the last one you do is starch. Okay, starch, as you can tell, is not a clear liquid, at least if it's been stirred up recently. Otherwise, if the suspension is all settled out, then it would be pretty clear. Okay, now we're going to add iodine, which is kind of a brownish red, very dark color solution. We're going to add it to our starch here. Okay, and if you ever use something called methylate or monkey blood that you put on your cuts and stuff, it has iodine in it. Methylate, the IO has to do with that. All right, as you can see, when you add a little bit of it, or quite a bit in this case, into the starch, it turns a nice dark couple, either purple to even almost blackish, okay? That would be a positive reaction for starch. All right, let's check on our Benedict solution and see how that test is going. All right, and here we are. Oh, and you can see instead of the blue that we put in there a minute ago, now it is a definite orange, almost orange juicy kind of flavor. So that is definitely, hang on, let me get there. That is definitely a positive test for sugar. Okay, so those are the three that we've tested. Now we're going to actually take water from somebody's cell liquid. Get somebody that has a lot, so hopefully they won't miss it if we take some out. All right. Of course, you're going to take someone who did a good job too, so there's always that. We'll just have to see. Okay, this one is a cell. Looks like it is Dustin's cell. All right, anyhow. And so we're going to try a Dustin cell here. We're going to take some samples and see how they do. We're going to try to take small amounts so that they still have plenty of fluid to test for theirs. So we're going to pour out just a little bit on the top here. All right, take just a little bit off of the cell. All right, there we go. And let's try a little bit of silver nitrate first. And let's get some over here, a little bit of that into the eyedropper. Oh, no, it's not silver nitrate, that's iodine, sorry. Okay, my bad. Let's make that iodine. I lied. Okay, now take some iodine. So here's the cell. Here's the iodine. So we're going to add it to it. Let's see what happens to it when we add it. And it turns kind of a gold color. So if we compare that to this, that's pretty much a negative, okay? It might be a little bit, but for the most part, we can definitely say that is probably a negative reaction, which means the starch did or did not go through the membrane. And the correct answer would be it did not. Okay, so the starch probably did not actually go through the membrane. So we're going to take a little more of our fluid here and measure some other. Here we go. All right, got some of that out from Dustin's cell, whoever's that is. Oops, so we're going to get rid of that. Sorry, that was the in there. Hopefully I won't contaminate anything here. We'll see. Cross-contaminate here. Okay, I need to go silver nitrate. Okay, silver nitrate is actually this one. Okay, so let's go. Okay, and we're going to stick that in here. Here's the silver nitrate, just a clear liquid. Looks a little dark because of the stuff. And we're going to put some in there. And whoa, okay, we'll say that it does turn quite white and cloudy. So we're going to say that yes, that is a positive test for silver nitrate because it obviously formed a lot of white precipitate. Okay, now the only thing we have left now, which had I been organized and done this in a reasonable way, I would have probably done first, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Okay, all right, I'm going to take very much of that. Okay, we're going to test it for Benedict solution, for the sugar solution, and let's see what we got. All right, whoops, I had a whole bunch of extra, so it's really a lot bluer than it should be, but that's okay. And we're going to stick it over here in the hot boiling water. Hopefully, since it's hot and boiling, it will do this a lot faster than it took last time. Well, it did pretty good last time. We're going to put it in there and see if we see any color change. All right, ooh, all right, how exciting, huh? I'm going to sit here as it happens. All right, and we're going to turn this down because I don't want it to boil away before the next class period. All right, so we're going to turn it way down. In fact, we may just turn it off. Okay, so we're going to watch. Whew, so exciting. All right, here, as it happens. Is anything happening? Well, not yet so much, but oh, I think behind the, oh, look at that at the top. Oh, yes, we are definitely seeing a color change. All right, so this is going to work as a positive test for sugar. So if you'll write these results in the the little 3 boxes across. So for the salt, we added silver nitrate and it turned white. So you need to write that. We added silver nitrate and it turned white. For the sugar or glucose, we added. We added Benedict solution, and it definitely turned orangey, kind of grossy color actually. And for the for the silver nitrate, we had a very positive test. It turned positive. So salt was a positive test. However, for the iodine, very little, if any. So we're going to say that's a negative test. All right. So that's it basically for the cell test. Now, if you will try to answer as many of the questions as you can, and tomorrow I'll have a video going over it with you. All right. Make sure you save a copy of the CAMI document when you finish.